I saw that there's a new Transformer movie coming out this summer. And I got to thinking about it. What is it that draws people to Transformer movies? Well, I also think, what is it that draws me and Donna to go with Seth and Three and Ethan to watch the new SpongeBob movie here last Friday a week, you know? What is it that draws people to these Transformer movies? You know, I was reading the other day, did you know that since 2007, the various Transformer movies that have been out have grossed over $3.6 billion. $3.6 billion. Show of hands. I know some of us are too old for it, but I'll bet you there's some of us here that grew up with tractor trailers and cars that transformed into really cool robots. Any of you here grow up with things like that? Seth, Scott, I see some hands back there. Folks who grew up with these Transformers that changed into really cool robots. So I want you to take a look for just a moment at a video about Transformers, and then I've got a really special guy who's going to come up here and do some transforming for you. Take a look at the video. Stop, Julie. Can't you bring your Transformers up with you? I Facebooked Julie the other day and said, does KJ have any Transformers? He sure does. Will he bring them and show them to us on Sunday? She said he sure would. Bring your Transformers up, KJ. Oh, my goodness, how many you got there, buddy? Okay. Bring them right up here. Stand right here where folks can see. Let me hold one of them for you. He's a pretty brave guy. Now do a transform, what is that, a truck?
Yeah. Okay,
transform that truck for you.
Wow.
Did you see that? Isn't that cool? Now make it into a truck again. Well, what the heck? Just leave it a robot. No, he's got it. Okay, thank you. Now we've got a car here. You going to transform it for us? Okay, transform the car for us. There it goes. Wow, did you see that? Isn't that pretty cool? Can you make it back into a car for us? Got it? That's pretty good.
Good job, KJ.
Okay, let's give KJ. You can go down to children's church if you want to, or you can hang out with us. Oh, you hang out with the big people. Perhaps what intrigues us the most about Transformers is the transforming itself, there's magic and allure to the idea of something so basic and familiar becoming something so powerful and so mysterious and so downright awesome. It makes us see the world around us maybe just for a second as filled with new and exciting potential. What if my car isn't just a car, huh? toaster isn't just a toaster. Wouldn't that be cool? Huh? Put your Pop-Tarts in it, it turns into a little robot. You know, it would really be an interesting world. And so some of us, every summer or so, we find ourselves sitting in a theater with our children or our grandchildren, eating popcorn and getting ready to watch some old, new Transformer movie. Transformers are more than meet the eye. We had a garbage truck here, we had a truck at AJ, we had a car. There's something more than meets the eye. But isn't that true of Jesus as well? Isn't it? Jesus is something more than meets the eye. And the transfiguration that Carl just shared with us is the moment that the disciples get a glimpse of who Jesus really was. When they saw for certain that he was more than just a man. Jesus stood with his disciples up on top of Mount Hermon. And before their eyes, he changed. He changed from a rabbi with a keen connection to God into a God-man. Even God in the flesh, who was greater than Moses and Elijah put together. And this glimpse of who Jesus could become, who Jesus really was, left the disciples kind of slack-jawed and stunned at the revelation. And the world suddenly had new and exciting potential. What if my rabbi isn't just a rabbi? And what if my car isn't just a car? See the connection? What if my rabbi isn't just a rabbi? Maybe he's something more. And just as some sigh at the thought of another Transformer movie, there are those who sigh and say, surely not another Transfiguration Sunday. I've heard about the Transfiguration since I was this little, and I heard about it in confirmation class and Sunday school class. Surely not another doggone Transformation Sunday. Christmas and Easter are bigger. So why do we have to circle back around to this every year? Hasn't it become clear that Jesus is God by now? Haven't we established the fact that he's not just a man but divine? Seriously, we just saw the movie. Why do we find ourselves here again on another Transformation Sunday? Well, let's assume for just a moment that in the words of the well-intentioned Peter, and you know Peter was pretty impetuous when he came to speaking out, but perhaps that in the words of the well-intentioned Peter, it's good for us to be here. You know, we tread this familiar ground because it's actually good for us, you and I, as disciples. Now, why might that be, you know? Here's at least one good reason for us to be here. Because we spend a great deal of energy as people trying to transform Jesus. We try to morph and manipulate Jesus into something that he's not. Something that fits our agenda. Something that we want Jesus to be. And it's good for you and I to be confronted with the truth that Jesus is not who we've made him out to be. He's greater than we have assumed. He's holier than we give him credit for. And better than we've ever imagined. You and I need that transfiguration because it breaks our idolatrous and often self-serving ideas of Jesus. And it brings us back to that jaw-dropping jaw-dropping, breathtaking truth of who the Christ really is. I remember some time back there was a best-selling t-shirt that said, "Jesus is my homeboy." Jesus is my homeboy. Maybe we've crafted a picture of Jesus that is simply that of divine affirmance. The Jesus who never lovingly confronts us with the law in order to draw us back to the gospel, but is there only to say, "I got your back, buddy." Is that the Jesus? Is that the Jesus that you've transformed? Maybe you've transformed Jesus into a political trump card to be conveniently laid out as a means of winning arguments and shutting down debate on social media. Or perhaps you've seen him portrayed as the genie for the faithful. You know how this Jesus works. If you pray enough, believe enough, or just plain try hard enough, or if you send in your $100 for the ministry as seed, Jesus will grant you a spiritual breakthrough. I remember talking to one young woman in the early days of my ministry, a young woman who was having great difficulty with an intro to philosophy class that she was taking at WVU, where her professor had transformed Jesus into the likeness of a simple first-century guru and nothing more. And this young Christian woman was struggling with that image that her professor was presenting. This is why you and I need the transfiguration. This is why we revisit this familiar territory, this familiar ground once a year. You know, we come back to this particular storyline because in the last year, we've built a false picture of Jesus and we've turned him into something that fits our fancy and not necessarily who the Christ really is. Transfiguration Sunday. This Sunday exists to remind us that who Jesus really is and who we need him to be. Jesus isn't just a great teacher. He's greater than a great teacher Moses and a great prophet Elijah. They bow to him. Jesus isn't just an enlightened man. He's God in the flesh, and his glory shines brighter than any clothes that you might bleach with Clorox. He's not your card to be played in arguments, or a puppet beholden to your commands. He's the Father's beloved Son, and we listen to him. He rules over us. Every once in a while, we need him to burst out of whatever box that we've placed him in and transform into his glory itself and remind us that he is the one true God. And when Jesus transforms from an apparently mortal man into glorified God in the flesh, there's just one response. Repentance. Repentance. And then worship. You know, every once in a while, folks, I don't know about you, but I know about me. Every once in a while, I need the transfiguration to remind me that even though these alien robot cars that KJ shared with us don't really exist, but that Jesus does. I need that reminder every once in a while. Having grown up in the church, some of you have, Miss Debbie's Sunday school class. And some of you have been to Vacation Bible School every year here since you were old enough to be here. Jesus becomes old hat for us, and we just take him for granted. And we jiggle Jesus around, and we sort of, not just transform him, but we sort of mold him like a lump of clay sometimes into the Jesus that we need at the moment. Transformers don't exist. And Jesus does. Thanks be to God. This morning for his Son Jesus Christ. We're beginning the season of Lent. Some of you have signed up for the Lenten study. It begins Tuesday evening down here at 7 o'clock. Lent begins Ash Wednesday. 7 o'clock we'll be here for an Ash Wednesday service. I'll share a meditation, imposition of the ashes. Choir's going to share their ministry. And we go home. Go home to observe a holy Lent as we examine ourselves and look for the areas where we need to be transformed. There's not one of us here today who probably doesn't have an area in their life where they need some transformation. Well, the great transformer, the Christ, can transform those areas for us. So spend with us a holy Lent as we travel toward Easter. Don't get too excited about Easter coming. Let's live through